Only 10 was he when he first entered through the monastery gates. 14 years of sheer dedication, leading a life as a monk. Being so young couldn't hurt much of his spiritual growth. His compassion, code of conduct, and sensitivity to matters of great concern were impeccable. He and only he who had understood Buddha and his teachings in a true sense. The old master concluded. Thus the name, Little Buddha, he was called. And the boy lived up to his name. Little Buddha would spend the majority of his time outdoors, meditating or doing the chores. He was also fond of looking after the only horse in the stable, his friend and true companion. Therefore, when the master instructed him to take the horse along as he set out for an expedition, he agreed. He maintained a steady pace for the first few days, but soon the lush forest made it difficult for him to find his way. He was lost. Years of practice helped him maintain his calm. Not before too long, though. Days started to feel longer, and nights darker as they ran out of supplies. Weaker they grew with each day passing. Little Buddha gave up food, just so his friend doesn't go empty-stomach. More than him, the horse couldn't keep up with it. He fell sick. The boy tried his best to save his life, but a point was reached where he couldn't move any other step and collapsed to the ground. Little Buddha was left with no choice but to carry him on his shoulders. The horse was too big, too heavy for the poor boy to lift by himself. Therefore, he carried his forelegs on his shoulders and dragged him. Wasn't even a mile before he ran out of breath. But to abandon a childhood friend in the face of difficulties, it wasn't him. So somehow he managed. Weak body, continuous drag brought him enormous suffering. When the pain seemed beyond tolerable, the poor animal started to scream. But who was there to hear his cry? Little Buddha went deaf. Overwhelmed with his imaginations, nothing reached his ears. Miles passed. Little Buddha, as cruel as he could get, didn't even bother to look back to check on him. The trees, the wind must sympathize with him. The poor soul kept weeping while he continued dragging him through the rough edges. By the time his feet ceased, he realized what we identify as life has already departed. The horse died a long while ago. Little Buddha is doomed in misery. Days of struggle, empty stomach, tiredness, difficulties had got the worst of him. He glanced through his dear companion once alive, but now leaving his corpse behind felt a betrayal. Not able to walk himself, he again held the horse on his back and continued. 1,000 times the thought must have surfaced in his head to let go of the dead, but he couldn't. Days passed by. The boy dragged the dead body on his shoulders, walking through streams, cliffs, and grasslands. Certainly, the moment approached. Time to make a difficult decision. His survival against the dead horse. With heavy heart, Lil Buddha let go of it. He laid the horse off his shoulders. As he did so, for the first time he observed that the body had started to rot. The smell was beyond tolerable. Moment of self-realization. He was no little Buddha. He was 1,000,000 miles away from what he perceived he was. He still had a long way that awaits him. He said the prayer and went on his way. Your memories are like this dead horse. They have started to rot and sting so bad, making it difficult for you and others to breathe through it. It's time you let go of them. Unburden yourself of the dead past. Make way for what is, and leave what was or what it could have been. May you find peace and freedom beyond time.